It's getting so bad out there. I just drove by a guy with a sign that said, "Wills lend money for food," on today's Unnamed Real Estate Podcast. Hold on for a second. Hi, this is Ray. You all know me. I am the sales manager and associate broker for ProStar Realty. This is the Unnamed Real Estate Podcast, episode 83. And we got Jennifer in the next cube. Say hi, Jen.
Hey.
All right, so it's real estate. It's the 1st of September. The numbers, okay, let's just talk about the traumatic experience I had this morning when I wake up, going around drinking my little coffee, checking up on the news, and I get a call from one of my lenders to find out that his loan company had just decided to no longer do business in the state of Arizona. And of course, my first thought was, what does this mean to our clients? But he had to talk to me about how this was such a shock to him and how he had to go find himself another job. And I'm like, but what about the client? But we're getting the client taken care of, all right? He is bouncing over to another company that he'll probably be set up here in the next day or two. So it should be a pretty seamless transaction for the client side. In fact, the client probably wouldn't even have known it if I hadn't called the client like immediately afterwards, because that's what we're supposed to do as real estate agents, all right? And let him know that we got it taken care of. And, you know, I know Hal's probably not paying attention to this, but Hal, if you don't find yourself another job here, seriously, all right, I'm pulling the client. We're going somewhere else. All right. It's all about those people, those funny little people that we work with, our clients. We love them. We hate them. We say bad things about them, but they are what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. So that's been my week. Obviously still experiencing the technical difficulties with the new software. I'm going to have to just go out there and buy something completely brand new. So we're going to still piecing everything together. Other news that's been going on in the market is that we actually do seem to be balancing out with the rate of demand. Demand seems to have hit a floor, which is really, really good, because you guys remember this has been dropping for quite some time here, but we have 2 consecutive weeks of the same amount of demand. And that's very, very good. That means things are balancing out. And we're also seeing that listings are not coming on the market as fast as they used to. So like I was saying last week and the week before that, it does look like this initial bit of crazy is over. Pretty much, you know, I don't have a lot of other real estate news except, you know, major brokerages, some of the big national houses. Keller Williams just had their big Keller Williams meeting and like announced that they were laying off back support people. And that was like a day or two right after Gary Keller had gone out there and talked about the great, wonderful future of Keller Williams. We're seeing lenders definitely let people go. We're seeing some of the big national chains are still letting people go. Small brokerages are still hiring because we have a lot less overhead and we're still a lot more nimble than any of these other guys are. But what does this mean to you, to the consumer? You're still going out there. You're still qualifying loans. You're still getting your house ready to sell. Now, remember, this is no longer the days where you can leave your daughter's Barbie dream house out on the front lawn, wake up the next morning, have 3 offers on it, all right? You have to plan out when you're going to move, plan out any updates you want to do to the place, cleaning you want to do to the place, touch-up paintings, any of that deferred maintenance. You got to have a good marketing program. You got to have an agent who understands how to do a good marketing program. All right, remember what I said last week, right? We're looking at 4 renewal generations of people who have not seen a balanced market like we are in right now. All right, last time we saw one was 2014. This is 2022. Right, there's going to be some adjustment that there's going to happen out there. Right? So this means buyers have to adjust the way they're thinking about life. They can be a little bit more choosier. We can start looking at repairs. We can start looking at seller's concessions. Just wrapping up getting a house under contract where we ask for 2% of seller's concession, that the seller is going to help pay for the buyer's closing costs and any overage that we're going to have on that. We're going to go right into pushing down the interest rates. Right, he's going to be borrowing against. So, you know, these things that buyers can do. So, as a buyer, all right, if you are sitting there and doing your calculations online and you're calculating how much you want to spend a month or in paying your mortgage, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance and everything, remember, you now have the ability to get yourself a slightly lower rate by coming up with more cash and buying that rate down. And more importantly, you're in a position to get the seller to pay for that up front. Right? Talk to your agent. Make sure that he knows how to do this. Make sure your lender knows you're looking in this direction. All right. And I think you'll find a lot more houses available than you thought you did. We're going to go straight to the numbers on this and then go straight to the credits and everything because I'm rapidly running out of time here today. But thank you very much for watching. Bigger episode next week, I promise. All right. And once again, from the top, ladies and gentlemen, say it with me. Work your circles. Watch your pets and children around the water. Remember, we're in monsoon season, so we have that extra little caveat. Don't drive in the flooded roads. And have a great weekend. Talk to you guys later. Good. And now the numbers for August 31st, 2022. Actives this week are 18,722, up 105. New listings are 2,215, down 6. Under contracts looking for backups are 764, down 105. Pendings this week were 1,382, up 57. Contracts with buyer contingency is 131, up 9. Our closings last week were 1,572, and coming soon to an MLS near you is 727. Cromford report numbers for our supply is at 74.9, which is increasing from last week. And for demand, it's holding at 79.2, same number we saw last week.